positive impact that diversity has on corporate performance and decision-making is increasingly well accepted and documented. Most organisations now are asking about the how. How do I attract and retain a more diverse employee population? We surveyed over 5,000 UK professionals to get a better understanding of the corporate actions that are having impact in driving this agenda. We took a broad definition of diversity: gender, ethnicity, age, socioeconomic background, carer status and sexual orientation. We also worked pragmatically with a series of FTSE 100 companies on their own diversity and inclusion agendas to see what was working for them, and engaged a series of specialist experts.
Progress in the UK is happening, but it's slow. The number of women that are entering senior executive positions versus the number that are entering the workforce, the drop-off is marked. And when we look to try and understand the situation in minority groups, the data is rarely available. It's not just underrepresentation, though. As we looked in our survey, we saw that these underrepresented groups feel less included, they feel less engaged, and although they have the same aspiration to reach senior leadership positions, they feel less confident they can do so.
There are 5 actions that we saw corporates taking having an impact on diversity and inclusion. The first was to really focus on facts. Many organisations have myths about what is happening through the talent pipeline of diverse populations. And we saw organisations that when they mined data on this issue, were able to focus resources on areas that were originally different from those that they thought they should be focusing on. Secondly, lead from the top. Treat diversity and inclusion like any other corporate change initiative. Show commitment from the leadership team, cascade through the line managers, promote and encourage desired behaviours, and track the results. Thirdly, mitigate bias systematically. Bias exists, is very difficult to train away, but we've seen that structural interventions can have an impact. For example, replacing unstructured interviews with more structured job-based capability assessments.
The fourth action is to focus on the initiatives that matter to all groups, and they are flexibility, sponsorship, and care support. And the final action is to communicate inclusively and intentionally. So link inclusion and diversity back to the corporate agenda and communicate inclusively to all groups. We've seen some companies shift from targeting flexibility to mums or parents and now opening it up for all. In our survey and in our research, we see these 5 actions taken sustainably over a long period of time make a difference and increase the number and representation of diverse groups in leadership teams. We believe that by taking these actions, you can gain traction.